All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to VR Master League here tonight. Some Friday night games. We got a pair of them for you. Back to back is Deception and Wireless Jack starting us off, followed by Nebula versus Participation Points. But with this first match, here to tell you about it is SirDimwi. So take it away.
First things first, I do believe Dollar Ranger's Twitch has been hacked, so I've gone ahead and forwarded that to Twitch. I've reported it, and so whoever's on Dollar Ranger's Twitch account, you're getting banned, and you're getting Dollar Ranger's account banned. And of course, I'm just kidding. But the joke being that Dollar Ranger is in this game. Of course, this is Deception's cast debut here against Wireless Jacks. They did have a game yesterday versus Chaos, which they did take that victory over Chaos there. Unfortunately, that happened off stream. Just didn't have enough cameramen at the time.
There were 3 games at the same time, worth noting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have, but we got 2 out of the 3, so apologies we couldn't get all of them in. But we're excited to see this game today.
Yeah, so this is their debut. That's a Deception team of Motzi, Citrus, Dollar Ranger, I Below at Sports. And a new team, I Below,
yeah.
Sports. And a new team, as I mentioned, only their second game in the league, but certainly not new players, as I just now realized I did not put my phone on silent.
That's
Of
okay.
course,
This is the time for it to happen, before the game starts, right?
Yeah. And so, yeah, very excited to see what these guys do, because it's certainly not new players to the game at all, and also not new players to comp. But then, of course, they're going up against the number 12 Wireless Jacks. Roster tonight is the Alchemy, Will.i.am, Blitz1230, and Gilligan, also known as Gilligout. And they're currently 5-3 on the season with a rounded MMR of 1,200 even, bringing up a win last night versus There Is No Team when they played against the debut game of Rad David N and White Dragon, the 2 devs.
That one was an entertaining one to watch, too. And, well, not only Wireless Jacks, but you as well, SirDimwi, got your share of experiences. A nice slap out by Dual Game. It's that for Deception. But you had your experience with There Is No Team. And that was a fun match. Went, in your favor ultimately, but it seems like they gave both your teams there for Bear League a really good matchup.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And a good game, and I expect to see more out of them in the future.
So, successful defensive stand here for Deception, at least at first. They do manage to get it to the midfield, but unfortunately could not get it all the way through. So now maybe a goal opportunity as all the players converge, and there is the first 2 points for Wireless Jacks.
All right, there's just crashing the net, putting a whole bunch of bodies right in front of the goal, create that chaos, and that kind of in that chaos, so you'll sometimes find a lane, and the Alchemy does there. And so Wireless Jacks pulling first blood here in this game.
And I see a 5-swatted dog in the chat there saying whoever put the scrolling text at the bottom of the intro, you're the best. Well, thank you. Try to keep that updated when I can. Yeah, with whatever relevant info. Throw a little bit of plugs in there for all the community stuff, but also a little bit of humor, so maybe it'll encourage people to read it more every now and then, huh? Looked like it worked. So anyway, over here to the other side will be a goal for Deception. Dollar Ranger, no stranger to the goals, certainly. He ties it up.
And that's a shot I don't see as often as I used to, but Dollar Ranger on that right shoulder block there coming in, does the duck, or probably ducked as he comes off of that to get that extra drop, coming in on the goal to duck the one defender and throw the goalie off a little bit, and it is successful as we see this wonderful rollout here from Wireless Jacks.
And I am a fan of that rollout for sure, that delayed launch where they throw it down the tunnels and kind of let their delayed stack compensate for it. It's pretty cool, creative one. There are actually a couple European teams who employ a very similar thing. And I know Wireless Jacks sometimes they like to look for those, different styles, those different metas. Right here, going for the goal. Can't find it off the backboard. I know the bounce passing, for instance, is something that Wireless Jacks utilize a lot. But over here, taken off that wall, will be Dollar trying for a tough angled shot. Might actually roll. That's very close. And now going for a second bounce, third try, and then they trounce the goal. Gilligan, 4 points for Wireless Jacks now.
And that's, again, Wireless Jacks getting a goal off of just creating a ton of traffic around the goal. Gilligan ultimately the one able to get it in off that backboard there for that 2 to go up by 2 now, just 3 minutes in. But yeah, another one, 2 in a row here for Jax. Not 2 goals in a row, but 2 goals in a row that that they ultimately got from just creating a ton of traffic.
Yeah, lots of traffic and being played again right up into their faces, not really giving them a lot of wiggle room. So that one will actually wiggle through to I below at Sports. But off it goes back into the other side, and now Sports and Duel looking for a boost, but kind of lose each other on the handles. So Deller takes that away, recognizes the goalie, and then finds that Merc pass, but gets it stolen by will.i.am. So nice patience, at the same time, better defense by the Jacks.
So fun fact, it's actually pronounced Ib Loat Sports. It's a company name that he founded. I don't know the gentleman's I don't know his actual name, but he founded a sporting company. That's why that's what got him into VR was some side shoot venture related to his sports store company.
That was a very long way of saying, Pally, I'm about to BS you right now. The Akami will go up to the top corner there, roll it off, and bouncing off the goal. Taking it here off the side wall now will be a couple players, Deller Ranger and Deception. I love your trolling, Dimwi. Now that I'm actually recognizing it's trolling more, I can have fun with it instead of acting stupid and believing it.
Well, you know, Nebula Sports, they are the number 2 provider of, distributor of grade B football helmets in the Northeast.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard of them. They do some good stuff over there. And we'll just roll with it. Why not? As taking the disc away is Deller Ranger, juking off and then backing out, but couldn't quite find that mid-pass off the bounce. There will be 2 players for Wireless Jacks contesting and maybe forcing his turnover. Let's see what happens here as Blitz, or will.i.am rather, takes it away. Bears mentioning that Will had himself a great game. I mentioned it just yesterday against there is no team, and that will be a 3. There is a 3 for him. Akami.
The Akami, I mean, that was a beautiful shot there from 34 meters out. That's a tunnel shot. And going off the backboard, I mean, not much else to say about it. That was a beautiful shot. Mrs. Akami would be proud.
Yeah, I saw Mrs. Akami in the chat yesterday as well. She's often, even if not chatting, popping in and watching and supporting, just like a lot of the Bear League folks. Nice to see them in there, though. Here goes to Deller Ranger, and he backs that out, juking, and gets it to Duel Game.
And I just respond to Zenith. Zenith saying, for real though, if Palidore fell for it, would be 10 times better. I think once people get to know me well enough, they tend not to. They default to just not believing anything I say, even when I'm speaking facts.
Don't get me wrong. We can definitely, especially if I'm camming and casting at the same time, if you want to get me, just catch me while I'm like really focused on a particular thing, whether like a play call or whatever. Like if you catch me off guard, but if I have a moment to pause, then I can think about it a little while. So quick tip for trolling me. Yeah, just catch me when I'm really busy. Right there goes off the wall, actually taken back by Mozzie. And now
catch you off guard, catch me outside. How about that?
Dimwi and his references always timely. As some people point out, you know what? I love it though. I can play off of that some way. But right here goes Mozzie. She finds a way, or he is it? I don't know. I'm just gonna say Mozzie. Mozzie. Yeah.
See, my favorite references are those that are no longer lit.
No longer lit. Yeah. You know what? Choco Lit is one of those ones that I went to. I went to that well so many times in preseason that I've purposely not done so in Season 1. So we'll be possibly seeing Chocolate later on playing that Nebula game. That's a nice 3-point shot. Gilligan off the boost as well. So good mobility to get them the ability on that 3.
Yeah, Gilligan seeing the lane and the opportunity and taking it. I mean, if you're going to leave the goal open when they're coming in like that, you got to expect the guy to take the shot. And he took the shot, and it was good. Now Wireless Jacks finding themselves up by 6 here with only 2.5 to go.
Wonky cameras for a second. Don't know what that was about stream, so ignore it. But I don't even know what you said anymore. We'll just say it's a Bloasporte. It gets the disc, and we'll just keep changing his name every single time, just because we can.
It's Ib Loat Sports.
Ib Lao Resorts, yes.
Absolutely.
Over here, though, missing the catch is going to be Mozzie, pressured by the Akemi. Akemi, just enough to at least get the pressure out and force a bad clear, or pass rather, but it'll roll gently enough into the hands eventually of Mr. Sports Deportes, whatever he is. He's going to go for maybe a passing play, but no, because the disc was missed, so instead goes for the goalie. On that note, got to mention, Will again, just in that match, one of the best defensive efforts I think I've seen, but you know what? He won't get that save against I Blow at Sports.
Come on, pal. You know you cannot be talking about what good, how good a defenseman is when they're currently on defense, because that means in that moment they're going to lose the challenge. And so I'm blaming that goal on you, Palidore, and I think Wireless Jack should do the same, and you're going to have to owe them one.
You know what? Maybe it was on purpose, okay? Because I want these close, entertaining matches. So, hey, I saw that Deception was down by 6, and I just said, okay, I'm going to commentator's curse them to make this closer, and it worked. See, I'm using it to my advantage, and right there, the disadvantage. I Blow at Sports now gets the save. A great one from him.
Yeah, big save there. That would have been another 6-point lead there for Wireless Jack. So good on the goalie there to make that save.
Still, though, great defense from Wireless Jacks, showing that they're fully equipped to do much of the same on the defensive end right there in the bubble, causing some more turnovers, perhaps, as it goes back and forth, and now some ping-pong engaging on this floor. Taking this one, now Dollar Ranger, he'll be stunned out by the Akemi. Sends a deep shot, less than 30 seconds left on the clock as a rebound attempts to go, and the shot will flow for Blitz. And that will definitely cap off this one. 13 points to 6 now with a few seconds on the clock. But nonetheless, the win will go to Wireless Jacks.
Yeah, Blitz with the IC3 there, shutting it down. Going to be coming out with only 4 seconds left. Maybe see some exciting launch from Jax. Some speed, maybe to get one more.
Now you commentators cursed it, my friend.
that
that was about the slowest Jax rollout I think I've ever seen, and that's all your fault. usually they're so fast on those.
Well, maybe I did it on purpose this time.
But why would you do such a thing?
And I'm hearing some talk about something at the moment, but I totally missed it, and now I feel like I missed out on something great.
They were saying, "Thanks, Dimwi, you ruined it." I don't know. Maybe they're listening.
Very likely.
I mean, Duller was in there right before,
so
I wouldn't be surprised to see him pop up between rounds. He's done that on occasion, if my memory recalls. So, hey, it's never out of the woods, or out of the question, I should say. But, yeah, hello to the chat once more. See Zenith in there now, as well as 5 Spotted Dogs still saying, Pally, you're the best no matter what for everything you've done for VRML. Well, you're the best for playing in it. Yeah. And like I said, it's always mutual. I like casting, but same with Dimwi and all of us, right? But it's kind of like a mutual thing because we get great games, and thus you get excited casters. It's a nice trade-off.
Is that the real Mamba?
The real Mamba appearing in the chat. Well, welcome.
I don't know why I did that voice, but hi.
See, I have my doubts because why would he have to say that he's the real Mamba if he were the real Mamba?
I don't know. Will the real Mamba please stand up as we go into the second round? Maybe, if I can get my hands on the... There you go. All right, so round 2, there we have it. It'll be Deception looking to force a round 3 if they can win here, but Blitz, well, it's not going to make it easy for them, is he?
Yeah, 8 seconds into this round 2, Wireless Jack's picking up that first blood with the speedy win on the Jouster, and then Blitz taking that one in from Will.i.am behind the goal, popping it in.
And I remember in one of our earlier casts, Wireless Jacks, maybe week 1 or 2 of season 1, I kind of asked you just to give me a rundown on Blitz because you had a better idea of what kind of player he was, and just being a new member on Wireless Jacks. And you said he was one of those who I think maybe underappreciated or undervalued of sorts because he hasn't been able to get his name out there. But over the last several Jacks casts, I'm saying his name a lot more as he's making some really nice plays.
Yeah, no, definitely a really solid player. Definitely a solid addition to the Wireless Jacks team, as they have definitely, and there we see the speed of Gilligan and the Akemi. as the Alchemy's able to get a hand on that before Deception's able to get back. But yeah, Blitz definitely a very, very solid forward midliner, crash in that kind of player. He's definitely very good.
Yeah, but again, just more and more I'm saying his name on these streams as he's making the plays. I know we also have still Lemon QT on the roster. We saw him twice last week, I believe. It was cool to see Lemon playing still. I know his time might be more limited for Season 1, but it's good to see the variety in Wireless Jacks. And, whether it's with, right there, Blitz. There's the guy we're talking about. But whether it's with Blitz or with Lemon, whenever Wireless Jacks run into a game, they're still looking like a nice, cohesive team, whatever their roster is. Now, of course, for Deception here, newer roster, but not newer players by any stretch. Right there, just getting absolutely blown out is I Blow It Sports by that stun. But not really getting control of the disc for Wireless Jacks, at least not quite yet. So a little extra time spent in the back pass if it can reach him, but actually taking a bad bounce off the Geo, so Mozzie will just take it away. Now Mozzie making that passing play to Duller Ranger. He's still going to be out. None of these passes the last few times for both these teams converting, so a bit of, I guess, frayed passing plays. I mean, there's another one right there. Seeing if we can take control, maybe teams needing to back it out with a very soft pass and just breathe for a moment.
We're seeing a lot of those missed. Ooh, beautiful shot there from Mozzie, pulling the goalie out from behind the goal and able to hook that one in over the goalie's head. Well done there.
Yeah, it took a lot of tries, but those kind of spurts during Echo Arena gameplay, it'll happen in these 20 to 30 minute games, right? The actions per minute always so fast that there are definitely ebbs and flows where sometimes it seems like teams are completely in line. They're on just on another level. Every pass is connecting, every shot's connecting, and then you see these times for a couple minutes at a time where it's suddenly no one can catch or make anything. But it's just because everyone's continually pushing those limits.
Oh, no, and then a bounce off the head there. Dollar Ranger moving in. But, yeah, it definitely ebbs and flows, absolutely. I mean, you see it. We've seen it on Nova even a few times, just where even game to game, you'll have one game where it's really close, it's really tight, and the margins are razor thin, and then another game where the score just runs away from you, or you just get it and you start running away with it yourself.
And just trying to run away with this disc now. Akami, light boost, a good grab and stun there on Duller, so Akami will take that ramp shot now, going for the bowling ball, but can't quite get all of it. The second attempt, just the same, barely missing, and back to Deception.
Yeah, that was a really close call there for Deception, that ding, and but now, yeah, seeing some more of that back and forth as it's back in the hands of Wireless Jacks.
Looking for a pass, gets a friendly bounce to Gilligan's hands, and he'll back it out. Just on the other side of things, Will and Duller very much contesting each other, almost making this a 3v3 situation for a good while, finally starting to break apart and get back into their formations. And Akami takes this disc now. More brawls just outside the outer edge. And backs that out, but another one of those passes. So both teams still not really able to find a ton of cleanness, but just the same, they're getting the rebound, so more attempts will go, and as we know, law of percentages there will eventually mean a goal goes in. This time Will gets it for the 8th point.
That was a great shot by Will Iblo at Sports. He was ready for it. He had his hand out, definitely had that grip on, and just didn't connect with the disc as it came on in. So great shot there from Will I Am from a beautiful feed from the Alchemy, the top side of the bubble.
Yeah, and feeding it now is over to Duller. Duller gets it snagged out by Blitz. He has himself maybe an eye at an open goal, and will it go? Yes, takes a friendly bounce for 3.
Yeah, not the sort of thing Deception is really wanting to see happen at the moment. As they're now down by 9, just over halfway through this round 2, in a kind of a must-win round in this best-of-3 series.
And with this kind of lead, it would be as a nice kind of Toro move there goes, just trying to dodge that stack. Couldn't find the goal on the open one, but the second one will go. Nice slap shot from 6 meters out from Blitz again.
Yeah, and I didn't quite catch who it was, but one of the players on Deception also racing for that disc. Blitz just gets there a fraction of a second before him, and that slap there was a beautiful slap there from Blitz to put that one in. And that player on Deception is feeling pretty aggravated about it. I know I would be. And another one of those quick launches there from Jack.
Yeah, just devastating on those ends. I said it yesterday. I'm pretty sure that it's almost inevitable. It seems like every single time as possibly a shot from 3 goes out, but too tight of an angle. Right here, rebounded by Blitz, dishing it out again, but not quite connecting on the pass. But I mentioned every single Wireless Jacks cast, just about. As that dunk goes through off a good assist from Gilligan, you're going to see the Wireless Jacks cause those turnovers at least once or twice every game. It's almost uncanny how much they're able to really force those turnovers against teams that are on the offensive joust.
And I had something to say about the play that just happened, but I'm pretty sure the Alchemy was just telling me to not talk about something. But I don't know what he's referring to. So or chat about something about chat. I don't know what he said. I totally missed it.
Well, not missing the shot though is Alchemy. Speaking of the man, no idea what he said. What you're talking about, like a open comms or something, yeah? But
no, he said SirDimwi. He was addressing me directly. So I don't know what he said. I totally missed it.
Well, I guess the world will never know. At least until this match is done. But yeah, off of here goes the Mozzie. Mozzie rolling out. Another turnover cause. Just over and over, starting to pile it on off of these turnovers. Forcing just a ton of disarray on Deception's side. Wireless Jacks doing a good job to smother them.
Yeah, this is one of those games that it's starting to run away from Deception. And it's not a good feeling being down by 18. One more goal will end it before you actually get the play out the whole clock. And nice juke there from Nebula Sports.
A good looking one there, but finally, I mean, it's been a while since we've even seen Deception get on this side of the floor. No doubt predicated off of that Wireless Jacks defense. So Deception trying to recollect very much out of mathematical time, I would say, at this point. I mean, but they still want to get on the board at least and make that differential a little bit closer here. And off the head, it looks like there's that 5-head move we see on the save. Pretty sure it was, anyways. It looked like it from my angle.
It very well may have been, and much needed save, nonetheless. But now it's Deception's finding it again in their own zone as Blitz moving in now.
And should one more score go out here, it could be a mercy at play, and there it is indeed. So Wireless Jacks in 2 rounds after a quite close first round, slower pace one. They just piled on the points off of so many turnovers in round 2.
Yeah, and it's well played by Deception. This is only their second game as a team, and I mean we saw a lot of really good looks, particularly in that first round from these guys here. And I would honestly expect, as long as they stick together and keep going at it, I would expect them to find their stride in short order and start winning more games against the mid-level teams. And they did have a lot of great showings, some great saves in there. But yeah, I mean, Wireless Jacks has been on their next level here for the last couple weeks, and playing very, very strongly. The speed of their team has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
To see. So yeah, it's yeah.
I mean, Wireless Jacks now a record on this win. They'll go to 6-3. It would seem, and yeah, over just the last 5-6 games, it looks like they've only lost 1, and that was to Nova. So yeah, you're dead on. This is an absolute roll.
Yeah, Jack's been.
Oh my God! You got so loud on that.
Yeah, I did the thing. I forgot to mute myself again. I might have to turn that feature off. But
what do you say? I'm deaf now. What's your name?
Apologies to chat, because they definitely heard that from my end. When you were doing it, you were the one running cams, so they wouldn't have heard it. But when I did it, of course. But yeah, now I don't remember what I was going to say at all. No idea.
What?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I mentioned before that Wireless Jacks now winning 5 of their last 6. My math is right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So they've only dropped one game, and that was to your team on Nova. Otherwise, Wireless Jacks have just been on a tear as of late.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I was just gonna agree. Yeah, they absolutely have been, and yeah, definitely a win they're gonna be proud of here. They were definitely hyped up after the win last night as well, and so you know they're gonna feel good going into the weekend here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were hyped up. There was a extra intrigue just because obviously the devs Ready at Dawn kind of making their competitive debut. There were about 40 people watching that stream last night, and it was an exciting match for sure. But yeah, still for Deception, I mean, one-on-one, that's a mighty fine record to start off your first week with as a team, and obviously against a high chemistry team like the Wireless Jacks, it was going to be a tough one. But first round close, second round not quite as much, but a long season, and looking forward to seeing more from Deception. Now, who we will be seeing more from very soon is Nebula and participation points. Again, we actually saw them just an hour and a half ago versus Orbit. And now we'll be facing another similarly space-themed team, going from Orbit to Nebula now for participation points. So join us for that match coming up. Next, we'll just intermission here for a few minutes and get set up with the next one. So yeah, stick around. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to VRML. Sorry about that brief delay, but we are back here now. My fault. I didn't put my name on the casting thing, so I was worried that the players had started without us, and it would have been their fault either. But luckily, they are around and they got us in the game, so here we are. Nebula versus participation points. It's Palidore here with SirDimwi again.
Yeah, this one already kicking off. They're ready to go now. But this is Nebula. They do have a sub in, Rox Titan, for Late Toast, and that's Nebula team of Chocolate, Kaznaz, Sweet Tooth. Currently 3-3 on the season, coming up against this new participation points roster team. Obviously, participation points was Team Cookie last week, but now they're coming in here. So they're 2-1, coming in after a loss to Orbit earlier today.
Yeah, so trying to find some momentum perhaps here on some deliveries. Nebula, though, cannot make the goal. And then back into the hands of Filibus. We just saw him again an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, and he was having himself a nice game. Had a lot of saves in that one, despite the loss. Let's see if he can continue that here in this game versus Nebula.
And Nebula very quick to get back to that disc. I think we're going to see a lot of speed from this Nebula team, especially with the human multiplier that is Chocolate on those chains.
Right. Well, right now, not a lot of speed because they're just kind of hanging on to the disc on this side of their floor. No scores, but they're going to try and play patient. But yeah, it's pretty inevitable that at some point we're going to see that speed play a part for Nebula, as it pretty much always does. So taking it back for Nebula will be Sweet Tooth. Just checking for a teammate, but actually loses the disc and gets it right back. A Sweet Tooth now will deliver it to Chocolate. Mention Chocolate. I'm not even going to those puns anymore. It's too much. No more lit puns. I'll have to find some new ones. And rest assured, I will, chat. I will. Now Chocolate gets it back to Rox Titan, subbing in here for Nebula. Going for that corner pass. Too strong, and Sweet Tooth couldn't make the catch, as a Cam gets a nice shield to stun, but it rolls right back to the hands of Rox, who backs it out deep into the tunnel, and eventually collected by Sweet Tooth.
So yeah, no scores yet, 2 minutes in. I think this is another statement to the that defense we saw from participation points in that game earlier. They did a great job of stuffing the bubble and stuffing mid on occasion even. And so maybe seeing a repeat of that here, though, as this one's getting dumped in for that fast shake.
And now on the fast play, finally finds a two-pointer off of an open goal opportunity. So took a little bit of time, 2 minutes in fact, but we still got the score on an open one at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, just well played there by Nebula to get that chain down. That was definitely a coordinated clear and boost attempt from those guys there.
So Filibus rolling out with some time to spare. Dual game hanging back for that back pass opportunity. But the deep one will be intercepted instead. Those are always the dangers of going for those really long passes, is that it gives defense much more time to eye it and dive on it as they dive into the goal for two. Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, and I apologize. I missed that one addressing Kong's question about the game just before this one.
Yeah, Kong asking about wireless jacks and the deception match, and that was a close round one. I think 13-6 perhaps, but then actually a mercy in the second round. Wireless jacks started catching defensive fire, and it was just they were causing so many turnovers on the offensive joust for deception. So it was well played by them to take that win as they continue to roll, winning 5 of their last 6. Right now, that's going to be a miss for participation points, but they'll get it right back as the duel looks for maybe a cut and tries to cut out the goalie, but the ding, unfortunately, not going to buy them the points.
Definitely me not doing my job. I didn't even realize participation points as well with a sub here with dual game.
Yeah, so a couple of subs in the way as they make the play. Cam Jam G finds the first 2 for his team.
So again, reading chat, yeah, it's, great feed there from Phil to Cam. Cam putting that one in for the 2 to keep his team within 1 goal.
Kaznaz, the Echo Arena veteran, also the Echo Combat veteran, rolling out for Nebula here. He's a pretty dynamic player, kind of jack of all trades. I mean, he is very good at goal. So he defensively very strong, but he can definitely contribute to offense. And right there's the offense for his team. It will be Sweet Tooth to Rocks, the sub for 6 points now.
Nice pass there from Sweet Tooth to Rocks. It pulls the goalie out. Great read from the goalie, just didn't get there in time. I know I've been caught out on those myself on occasion. You don't realize how far away that pass is actually going to be once you try to get to it. So good attempt by the goalie, but that did leave it open for Rocks Titan to put it in for that 3.
Yeah, and that's a result of just having to push kind of every little inch in these 4v4 metas at this level of play. You're always trying to push a little bit further. Going from deep there is the classic Cam Jam anchor. He does enjoy that shot. I actually haven't seen him take it much lately, admittedly. But at points, he's taken a lot of those, so pulling it out again.
Yeah, great shot there from Cam Jam after he got that steal on the Nebula player there, and putting it in for a good 2.
And speaking of Nebula, the chat noticing the new Nebula logo, yeah. I didn't get to crop it and do the whole circle crop on it because it was really last minute. We were refreshing the pages for the matches, and I think 10 minutes before the match started, it was still the old logo. And then I looked just a couple minutes before, and suddenly it was a new logo, so I updated that really quickly. But yeah, it looks really nice, so props to them.
And that was real quick. That was a beautiful stop there from Filibus. Came out to challenge the attacking player one-on-one and got the steal off him. So great stop there from Filibus in the bubble.
Yeah, good recognition from Dimwi. I'll give you credit for that as well. But yeah, Filibus doing some more defensive work in the bubble as he was in that match earlier in the night. And look at that good shot from Rocks Titan. Pretty tight angle, but had the nice shooter's touch.
Yeah, angles on the goal don't get much tighter than that one. It's one of my personal favorites from that side there because it feels so good when they go in. And so great shot there from Rocks.
And you can see it on that replay too, just how precise that shot had to be. You got kind of that behind the back angle, and it was a good look for Rocks Titan. A very popular sub here in North America. Certainly still surprised he's not on a team. I feel like at this point it must be because he doesn't want to be on a team. That's my only reasoning, because otherwise he's someone who could easily be, on any gold level team and contribute very well.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's not master team even, but just basically a very high level player and doing those videos, analysis videos on some of these matches on YouTube. So those ones are great to see those efforts coming in from him.
I'm gonna look up his YouTube right quick so we can give him a shout out for that, because definitely go check out his videos if you have not.
Yeah, it's Rocks Titan going for the punch. Actually couldn't make the goal, but it's the same name on YouTube, so just Rocks Titan. Yes. And also, real quick, just going back to the whole logos thing as some more brawls go underway. For those who didn't see that new overlay that will be debuting relatively soon, one of the big things I wanted on that one was to be able to actually display those logos while we're in the gameplay like this. So we will have, it's still going to be subject to some redesigns before I actually roll it out to all the casters and show it off in a live setting. But yeah, the logos will definitely be featured now during actual gameplay. So happy to make that happen, because I know players really take pride in their logos overall anyway.
And anyone looking to check out some of Rocks' videos, that's that link I just put in the chat there. That's Rocks' YouTube.
Good heads up from Dimwi as he heads up for a goal, just grazing the top of the backboard. Right back on. The shot, though, is the aforementioned Rocks rocking the goal for 3 more.
Yeah, another great shot from Rocks. Exactly the kind of player he is. If he sees a shot opportunity, he's going to take it, and more often than not, he's probably going to make it. It's a great shot, especially under how much traffic was around him there.
Yeah, gets it in. I mean, these days he doesn't have the rocks blocks, as he used to call them, to work with on the offense, where the offensive player could grab the little goalkeeper blocks that are invisible around the goal, or semi-visible, whatever you want to call it. But you know what? He's compensated plenty well because, shows he doesn't need him. He'll just get the goals right there, getting an assist. Chocolate will find the 2.
Someone definitely shouting something out there. I wonder if Lit hadn't gotten a hand on that disc, if that may have gone in from the angle I had and from the angle you had. It's kind of hard to tell, which may have been why somebody was yelling there after the fact.
Yeah, possibly, but sometimes one of those cases, I know when I was playing actively, our general rule for those kind of things on Eclipse was that if the player who shot it did not call it, like didn't say that that's in, then it's always going to be fine if someone grabs it and goes for the 2. Right now, a 3 from deep down low. It's Chocolate. So that one will definitely be a 3 that it is not stopped.
And I believe it's actually Chocolate doing the yelling, just celebrating his own goals there.
Maybe the case. But yeah, that was kind of our rule. It's that because in the fast-paced nature of Echo Arena, or same thing when I was doing scrims with 11.5 when I was going to play in their team competitively before VRML got started. That's kind of the general rule. It's like, okay, if you didn't call your shot, then it's perfectly okay that they grab that goal, if they, that disc if they weren't certain. But yeah, 16-5 here, first round for Nebula. Looking good.
Monsieur?
Yeah, I got distracted with chat again.
Stop it. Stay away. You got stats to read.
Yeah.
Quit. Hey, Chad, let me
Not
talk
doing
to
my
you.
job.
Let me talk to you. It's Dimwi's job to read right now. Here, I'm going to just
Well,
type.
we got game high points both to Chocolate and Rocksite, and Chocolate celebrating a few of those. Notable also the assists across the board there for Nebula. 1 to Kaz, 1 to Sweet Tooth, 1 to Chocolate, and 1 to Rocks Titan. And as you said, Nebula doing a really good job in this game here. Cam Jam coming away with 5 points himself. And of course, notable 3 saves to filibust game high current game high as I confuse my sentence structure. As well, he has an assist. One of those goals from Cam Jam there. So filibust definitely doing a good job on the back line here. And but that offensive attack from Nebula is definitely one that's difficult to contend with for any team.
And on that note, hi, Zesper. I guess I'm not as good at it as Dimwi. So, Dimwi, feel free to return to the chat if you wish. But this round 2 will go off here as Chocolate takes it. And looking to make it off a passing play. Rocks Titan finding a soft goal on a stunned goalkeeper. Credit to Kaznaz for the punch. Now, seeing a bit above, Kung apparently calling out my TikTok again. I guess that means it's also time for me to mention Jaywalker's Lil Paper Stick account on SoundCloud. I will continue to mention it and call that out, even though he continues to not upload anything on it. Go visit it anyway.
We need people to start applying pressure to Jaywalker to put some hot tracks out.
Yeah, need to hear some of that spitfire from the J-Meister. Is that what people call them? They will now. No, they won't. But yeah.
The J-Meister making copies.
Oh jeez. Over here, Kaznaz gets the 2. Also, reading your comment there where you're talking about, you said, yeah, there's a small F1 in the bottom corner, SirDimwi said. Well, you see, we're actually sponsored by Formula One. Did you know that? I bet you didn't.
Fun fact, I just got into Formula One just about a year and a half ago.
Oh.
For the first time in my life. And it's actually a very interesting, I'll say interesting. It's fun at times, but yeah.
Well, so I guess I have you to thank for that sponsorship. Now, see,
welcome.
It doesn't work when you're the one who's trolly. I'm supposed to be the straight man. But anyway, over here it goes to Cam Jam, and he will have it, maybe taken away. Draped on him for an awful long time was Kaznaz, and finally takes it. But no, shout out to our actual sponsors. We do have a VR cover, as that one is undercover right through the mail slot. Chocolate sponsors it himself for a nice 3.
And now I'm a little disappointed not hearing any yells from Chocolate after that one, because that was a beautiful shot there,
right?
From high up at center, 33 meters out through the mail slot. He didn't queue up for the yell on that one, but he was he had some words to say in the comms, even if they were just gibberish.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That one's sponsored by Chocolate, as well as VR Cover and ProTube VR. Our proud sponsors, and Chocolate. Yeah, you got to figure after those other 3 pointers he made, that one should have been the most excitable of all, but no, just a pedestrian play for Chocolate.
And that Cam Jam when he was coming in there, it looked like his hand glitched out as he came in. That's why he dropped the disc there. It wasn't even stolen. I don't think it bounced off anything. I think it was literally Just that hand glitch, unfortunate there for CamJam as it's now back down in his zone here.
Well, gee, just call it a hand jam as that one misses the goal. Yeah.
Boo!
Aw. Oh, well, I tried. Anyway, back to the mid lane here is going to be Rox Titan getting stunned out. Sweet Tooth trying to contest, but dueling right in there and buying this one-on-one goal, but Chocolate couldn't make that one. Can make all the long shots, but not the short one. What up with that? No, but still, they'll get another attempt. Sweet Tooth, oh, just put in by Cam. Could not get that quite out and instead put it in himself.
Oh, no, and Philibus definitely had a read on that. It looks like Phil may have accidentally grabbed Cam's body and then Cam actually put it in, so there's definitely maybe a little discussion going on in comms after that one. Unfortunate little miscoordination there between the teammates.
Yeah, and that's always something that'll happen from time to time, especially in those kind of situations. Just, you know, one of those things that come with time as a team, chemistry, comms, things like that. But at the same time, it still can't be too upset, just considering, again, they are a team that's just forming here and still trying to kind of find that rhythm. So Chocolate takes it over, passes it to the Merc, finding the tunnel pass. Sweet Tooth rolling out. Some brawls going out, but still a lot of time for this shot to just bounce in that top corner. That was kind of a 50-50. I wasn't sure whether I could call that it or not, so I waited, and you know what? Should have doubted it because Sweet Tooth was right there with the truth.
Yeah, that was a great shot there from Sweet Tooth, and then coming in, dinging in off the top post there, and then Late Toast wondering out loud that he can't jump in mid-round, and that would be correct, Late Toast. You cannot make a substitute during a round.
And now, no substituting. Chocolate's contribution here on the round. I mean, just contributing 15 points for Nebula. Not in total, 13 points for Chocolate alone, but yeah, 15 points for Nebula in this round. Chocolate having a very, very good game from that three-point range. I mean, again, ironically, missing that two-pointer earlier, that was pretty close, whereas all the long bombs have just been solid. So really can't fault the gameplay here from Chocolate, helping Nebula pull away in the second round.
No, yeah, that was an absolutely beautiful shot there from Chocolate to hit that backboard cone. I know a lot of players tell me that, you know, and I feel the same way, that it's a harder shot than it appears like it is. And so when you see someone hit it, you know, it feels good.
Ooh, that
little funky business with the disc. That was not just you, Pally. That was we both saw it.
All right, just making sure. That was a very disproportionate ricochet off the rim, given the speed of that disc. But they still found the rebound and the three, all the same. Sweet Tooth. So the two sweet-themed players on this team really catching some fire here and offering a lot of good things for their team. Right now, maybe another one as we get a Mercy on the skull. Indeed, it will be. Nebula closes it out with the 20.
Yeah, what an offensive showing there from Nebula in this game. That one gets well away from participation points here. And yeah, unfortunate to see as we were seeing some really, really good looks from participation points. And they did pick up 3 saves in that round, 2 to CamJam, 1 more to that was Philibus, who's already out, and looks like yeah, participation points not wasting any time. They're dropping out here very quickly, but we do still have the team of Nebula, so we can talk about those. I mean, you got 13 points of Lit, 10 points of Sweet Tooth, 9 to Rox Titan, and 2 to Kaznaz. And then assists across the board here. I mean, 4 to Sweet Tooth, 3 to Lit, 2 to Rox Titan, and 1 to Kaz. And of course, 2 saves to Kaz and 1 to Sweet Tooth. Of course, saves not entirely, not playing a big role for them here in the second round in particular, as they did take this one away 20-0. So great offensive showing there from Nebula. We did see some amazing shots from those guys. And yeah, again, I say participation points. They showed a lot of great looks on defense, and I would hope they continue forward, because that's definitely the sort of thing they can harness and take advantage of and work off of and build from.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see some good sportsmanship being shown there. Not sure if I caught it all on camera in time, but yeah, waving at each other and presumably saying good things, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah. They're talking about the game. It's all good spirits.
That's good. My only regret, really, is that I actually didn't get to the chocolate pun. And
Unfortunate.
wait, no. I'm just gonna stop. What in tarnation is going on
Okay.
with
Yeah,
with
some
that?
fun movements there.
Someone go get Ryan right now, so I can so this could really start getting crazy. Well, that was entertaining. Thank you for that, Sweet Tooth, and who was that? Dual Game, I think. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Well, on that note, good game again from the sweet themed players. Chocolate with the chocolate of points. There you go. There you go. Got one. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it was a
go.
pun, and it counts all the same.
All the same.
I get paid by the pun, not for the casting itself, but every pun is indeed cookie points for Pally. So, got to get them in. But, yep, so that will be the conclusion of our Friday night here in VRML. No more matches unless one got scheduled during that game, which is probably unlikely. I'll check just to make sure, because you never know. But, yeah, indeed, that will be the last one for this Friday. Here, I'll go back to the scoreboard screen real quick just to pull up the schedule for you, because we do have, as per usual, quite the heavy weekend of games ahead.
Yeah, but a heavier Saturday than usual.
Yeah, looks like it. Usually the busiest days quite often are actually going to be Thursday most of the time. Thursday, but Friday and Sunday. Saturday is usually pretty barren, but this time we do have, 7 matches tomorrow. Starting off with Fusion and WJHFTB. WJHFTB, in a sense, kind of like I suppose, the participation points of the EU scene. Because their team stands for "We're just here for the badges." So they've kind of been onboarding players who maybe haven't gotten into comp before, and yeah, kind of a cheeky name that they're just there for the badges. But to their credit, they have members on that roster who have actually played multiple games now, so they're playing for something other than the badges. But yeah, kind of a parallel there with participation points over in North America. Also following that, we have Quackheads and Alpha Ducks, Jesters and Alpha Ducks. And then at 3 p.m. Central, the North American games begin with Kangarillas and Team Joker, no doubt going to be a hype game. Always, anytime those two teams face off. I mean, I guess, just to reference the whole Joker theme, I mean, really, Kangarillas are kind of, it's like a Batman and Joker situation where they're just destined to do this forever. I feel like every time these two teams go head-to-head, it's always entertaining for one reason or another.
Yeah, and I mean, worthy of note is that the connoisseur vote being
dead even, yeah.
Dead even, 20-20, and I have not placed the connoisseur vote on a single game thus far, and I can say if either of those slip up to 21 or 19 or something,
Yeah.
I'll be throwing a vote on there just to keep it even, because that's probably going to be a rare thing moving forward.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I've voted maybe like, I don't know, 7 times, 8 times, but I don't know. I don't have time for that, and besides, I'm not supposed to play favorites, but but yeah, that is actually an interesting stat. Good call out on that one, because most of the time in all these games, even ones when they are among like two gold or 2 master teams, there's still usually a decent favorite, with a 70-30 advantage or what have you. And I talk about that, I kind of get surprised by it. I'm like, man, you're not giving some of these teams credit, but no, in this one, I mean, dead even. Kangarillas, they're still undefeated. Team Joker has eaten, I believe, 1 loss against the Kangos in week 1 or 2. But yeah, Kangos have been rolling. That said, the last couple games for the Kangarillas have been overall a lot tighter. I mean, they played Joker a week or 2 ago. In fact, I'll just click it for you here. But yeah, I mean, Kangarillas played, let's see, the last games. Okay, so yeah, Joker was in that first week. And their last few games against Infinite, Instinct, and Orbit, I mean, if you look at those differentials, all of those were pretty tight. I mean, even for the wins against Joker and Illuminati, I mean, Kangarillas have been really super clutch, but it's not like they're blowing teams out in general. It's been just kind of by the skin of their teeth, and really, especially the last, I would say, 2 matches or so, 2 or 3 matches. their passing has kind of it's been on point sometimes, but then they'll kind of disappear with it for a round or two. So honestly, I don't know what to expect. It's one of those things where they could be on point and just continue to roll, or a few missed passes, and Team Joker is one of those teams more than any other that will capitalize on every one of those mid-lane interceptions, steals, and then they'll convert on threes like no other team can.
And one other stat worthy of note, I think, is because of Joker and Kangorilla's performance so far this season, and that they both started with that preseason MMR coming into season 1. The two of them are starting to run away with their MMRs here. Currently, Joker is sitting at the round at 1290, Kang at the round at 1280, and then third place is Infinite all the way back at the round at 1260. So they're starting to move away. So definitely teams are going to want to start seeing other teams beat these two teams. So because at a certain point, their positions may become unchallengeable up at 1 and 2 here in NA. Yeah. So yeah, definitely worthy of note there that their MMRs are kind of slipping away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, so very intriguing matchup. I have no doubts that a lot of people will be looking forward to seeing how that plays out. But yeah, and then after that, that will conclude the afternoon matches. But later in the evening for Saturday, will be 6 foot over in a double header, a couple hours apart, granted. But yeah, they'll be facing against Galaxy as well as Space Force. Space Force, of course. Got to shout out Lanzan because he does make those awesome highlight videos that I've been playing throughout the weeks. So appreciate that. And yeah, then Saturday, at end of the Saturday, 8:30 Mountain, 9:30 Central, we have Spaghetti and Ne Plus Ultra closing that one out for the day. And then, of course, the Sunday matches, but we won't go through those now. We'll just, we'll mention them when it's relevant, which is to say at the end of tomorrow. but because I feel like a lot of the time, yeah, we get ready to go, and then I go on these tangents where we end up talking another 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm not going to go there this time. But yeah, any final thoughts for this Friday evening, SirDimwi?
Nah, just thanks for joining us. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid, and yeah, we'll hope to see you tomorrow.
All right, sounds like a plan. Have a good night, everyone.